You guys know the drill at this point. I entered Korea, and so now I'm gonna help you. This is my updated airport customs video, but make sure to check out my airport guide because that is gonna be chock full of way more good information. But let's get into these updates because they're important and you need to know about them. First of all, this was by far the easiest it was to ever get through the airport. So if you're coming anytime soon, you picked a good time. So bless flight attendants' hearts, right? They're trying their best to stay up to date, but they're also flying on all these different planes, going to all these different countries, and so they don't have the most up-to-date information. So they were talking about K-ETA on the plane, and I about took that microphone and said, shh. No, you don't need it, okay? They're trying their best, God bless them. And so let me tell you, basically you do not need the K-ETA visa that was once required for all countries. If you're from any of these countries listed on the screen, you don't have to worry about it. You can quite literally just show up, but according to what country you're from, tells you how many days that you can stay before you have to leave the country, but then you can head right back in. So you could do what is called a visa run. If you just wanna go, hey, let me go see Thailand, let me go hit up Japan, you can come right back if you want to and stay for the other full length of time that your country allows. For example, America, you get 90 days. But if you're not from one of these countries, make sure to check the website because you probably do need to apply. Make sure you're applying on the correct website, not the fake ones that are just trying to get your money. But let's keep going. So when you are on the airplane, they're gonna go around saying like, did you fill out the K-ETA? If not, here's an arrival card. Make sure you take that arrival card from them if you are coming to Korea and you are going to stay in Korea. If you are just a transfer, you do not have to worry about this card. There's going to be a lot of clearly marked green signs that are pointing you to transfer places, but you're gonna fill out the arrival card. You're gonna want a pen to fill all of that out on the plane and make sure you have the address of the first place you're staying. Make sure you try to write it down in Hangul, which is like the Korean written out version, not like the translated English pronunciation of Hangul. Try to write it out in actual Korean. And if you're staying with like an Airbnb, which is auto translating your address itself, just go ahead and text them, hey, what is the address in like Hangul, like in Korean, and make sure you get that message to you in advance. If you're finding this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment down below. It helps my channel so much, thank you, and let's keep going. So when you arrive, the plane lands. If you're coming from the Philippines or from China, you have to go to a separate area. Everybody else, if you're coming from any other place, you are only straight going, you're just literally, you keep walking. They keep shooing you. They're just like, oh, keep going, keep going. Everyone's like confused, like, do I need to just keep going. If you are just a tourist, then you just go to the foreigner passport location and then you're gonna give them your arrival card and your passport. And again, they're just gonna ask you really simple questions. Why you here? What you doing? How long you staying? A lot of people get worried about this portion of customs. I promise it's okay. If you've done some illegal activity, I guess you should be worried, but most of y'all like really don't worry about this part too much. And then you'll get through the like intense part of customs. Side note, I didn't know this. There is a separate place for people who have like the alien registration card. So if you've gotten that blue card here in Korea, you can actually go to the Korean passport area, which is like a way shorter line. And they have these little passport scanning areas. So you put your passport down on that. It's supposed to scan it, and then you're just allowed to walk straight through. You're gonna go through that portion of customs. You're gonna go get your bags. They no longer give you that long sheet of paper that's a customs declaration form. So that is declaring, like if you're trying to bring stuff and sell stuff, you no longer have to worry about that unless you are declaring something. If you're not declaring anything, which is like probably the majority of you, you just have to look on the ground and you'll see all of these green arrows if you are not declaring anything, and then you get to exit out. I have yet to really go into detail about taxis and buses when you're trying to leave the airport, but I decided I'm gonna really update my airport guide and I'll put the detailed version of everything I'm going to say in that. But just so you know, if you're wanting to take any of the public transportation to head to your accommodation, it's all very clearly marked, but this was the most hilarious part. The arrows, the way that I was trying to get on the elevator for so long to go up because it says taxi up. So I think up means up a floor. No, up just means continue walking in the direction of that arrow. So it actually meant outside. It actually was, I was on the right floor. It's the one where you come out. In Terminal 1, you come out and that's the floor where the taxis be at. No matter if you're in Terminal 1 or Terminal 2, just keep following the arrows. Again, make sure you're walking straight with the arrow and you're not going up. And if you're confused what floor it's on, they're gonna have these maps around the terminal to tell you which floor has what on it. If you're coming to South Korea, I really hope you watch my transportation playlist so you don't get ripped off, you don't feel quite as confused. I teach you a bit how to use Naver Maps, and check the links down in the description box below because I have some meetups that you could attend, helpful guides, online consultations, all that jazz. But I'm gonna see you in the next video. Safe travels until then. See you next time. Bye.